Rob Little.
What up, brother?
Performing tonight through August the 1st over at the Laugh Factory inside the Silver Legacy. The happiest comic in America. Is that true? And did they set you up with a penthouse there? Do you have like a jetted pool or a hot tub?
Oh, I mean, it's pretty nice. I got a window. I got they actually take care of us pretty good here. It's nice. I got that. That was pretty cool when they named me the America's Happiest Comic. I think it was just because I was being all goofy and I was like, I worked at McDonald's for a long time and I won all these awards and they were like, how do you win those awards? And I go, you just got to be happy and in a good mood all the time. Show up, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah, show up and have a smile on your face.
Right.
Know that one day McDonald's will end and you'll be on to bigger and greener pastures.
I actually won Mr. McSmile too, so that's funny that you said
We had a radio station called Cub Country one time, and our mascot was a big bear, and I had to go out in 102-degree heat in the bear costume. That was not fun. That
sounds
fun.
Horrible.
Yeah. Oh my God! And this costume just smelled from the 18 other people that had been in it. It was pretty bad. Hey,
I was a mascot for a hockey team in LA Ontario, the Ontario Reign.
Right.
And I was the dragon. And you would get out of that thing just drenched. And my tail would come up under me. And so people would grab it all the time. And it was taking out parts of me that I didn't want to be taken.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it was the worst.
How many times did you mouth F you under your breath with the big hat on, right? No doubt.
Yeah, because you can't talk. You're not supposed to talk.
Yeah.
That's one of the big rules when you're in a mascot outfit.
Yeah.
But in there, you're like dying the whole time and sweating and grow. I would go out on the ice between periods just to cool down.
Yeah.
And we weren't even supposed to do that.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care.
Rob, I've watched quite a bit of your stuff, and I would imagine, but I have to ask the question, how much does the show change from night to night? Because you have a really keen ability that only the top comics, in my opinion, do, of really being able to riff off the audience.
Well, I started out in Second City, so I was all improv first.
Yep.
Like Keegan Michael Keys was actually in my group, so it was me, him, and a couple other dudes, and it'd been nice for you to brought me along. But anyways, that's my act. It's funny you say that because it does. I love that you notice that because a lot of people don't usually. I love to write jokes where I have the beginning and ending and the couple in the middle, but I love to make it so I can play.
Yeah.
And then it's always fresh, it's always something different. And it kind of like keeps me on my toes. And people are like, you've had to have said that before or something. I'm like, no, I just came up with it.
Yeah. Where the audience member was a plant or something like that.
Oh, yeah. All the time I get that.
Yeah. Now you have a BA. How did that degree help you in regard to working as a professional comedian? Aside from handling money and business affairs, has a BA come into play much?
It did a lot at the beginning because that was a computer science degree too.
Okay.
So this is gonna make me sound old, but really the internet has only been around. Like when I started 23 years ago, March 8th, 1998. I was the only comic in Detroit that had his own website. So I was booking gigs like crazy. Then people thought I was some big thing.
Yeah.
And I had no business booking some of these gigs. Like,
wow.
I remember doing one for the Burger King Corporation, and they were like, I think they said they had Jeff Dunham the year before me.
Wow, big shoes to fill.
They had somebody big. It was like Jeff Dunham or Ron White, somebody that was big right before. And I was like barely an open micer. I haven't even I think I had been paid once before that for like $10, and they were paying me like $3,500 to do this.
Wow,
dude, I had no business. I was riffing like crazy, and I brought like 2 comics with me. I'm like, do as much time as you guys want.
Yeah.
And
so how did it go?
Horrible. Horrible. You could see on their face they were just upset. They were like, wow, how did you have such a nice website? I used to have guys say they were opening for my website.
This is about what year?
1998.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I did that burger thing, it was probably 99, 2000, something like that. I had to be like pretty early because I didn't move to LA yet. But Yeah, and so that helped me out a lot because I was doing other comics websites and other comedy clubs, and so they would take me on the road, or comedy clubs would give me more stage time. So I was moving up crazy fast because I'm getting all this work, and yeah, it was awesome.
I've looked at your website. It looks like not much has changed since 1998.
Shut up. That's not true at all. I've had like 10 different websites. The one I got now, I don't even do myself anymore. Yeah. Now I got a company doing.
It's pretty easy to do in this day and age with WordPress and stuff like that. Hey, tell me about your very first time doing an open mic or stand up. Obviously, Second City was a hell of a primer, but just you know, hey, you got 10 minutes to fill or 15 minutes to fill, and it's your first big shot.
Yeah, I took a class, and it wasn't like how to be funny. It was more the business part of it.
Sure.
But in the class, he like would make us go up and try jokes. And I didn't have one joke yet. It was like a 2-day class.
Yeah.
And he goes, all right, well, next week you're going up and you need 3 minutes. And I just remember went back and practice. And I was like practicing with a brush because obviously I didn't need it. So I was just practicing. And then when I went up, I went like way over my time because I didn't account for anybody laughing. The 3 minutes was just talking 3 minutes, and I ended up doing like 12 minutes, and it went unbelievable. It was so good. The first one, most guys say their first one sucked, but mine was awesome. Yeah. And all these local comics were coming up, and they were like, "Oh my God, that was great!" And then one guy's super pissed because he's supposed to be up next, and I took over his time. And
wow,
yeah. It was.
Can you teach somebody how to be funny, or is it like playing guitar? You either have a natural aptitude for it or you don't.
I don't know how to compare it to playing the guitar because I'd give anything to be able to play guitar, but I feel like that's something you could learn. But you think you can't, like, you don't think you could learn to play guitar just to learn it? Because that one,
yeah. I mean, sure, you can learn the basics of what the notes are, but that doesn't mean you're going to be any good at it.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Right? That's pretty much the same as comedy then, I guess, because you either got it or you don't. And there's so many guys out there doing it that you see, especially like because you work the road a lot, you'll see a lot of opening acts, and they come in and you watch them and you're like, yeah, just because you're doing it doesn't mean you're good at it.
Yeah, no doubt. So I'm curious, what do you do if you've got a tired audience? Because, you obviously love the great state of Nevada. You've done a lot of stuff down in Vegas and here in Reno, but I would imagine sometimes if you're doing 2 shows on a Saturday night, by the time the second crowd comes in, either A, they're super liquored up and ready to have fun, or they're super burnt out because they went hard on Friday and this is the last thing they have to do for Saturday, and they really just want to get to bed.
It's so true. For those people, I'm like, why did you come? Why did you come if you want to go to bed? Go to bed. I don't want you here either. But, I'm so high energy that like people, I think they feed off of it, you know, and I really go into the crowd. It's so weird. I just feel like sometimes I can just sense like who needs me to help them. Like, all right, this guy is struggling over here. Let me do some stuff and play with this guy and get him paying attention and listening. And the people that want to be messed with, those are the ones you like steer clear of. Like,
no doubt.
That one's gonna ruin everything.
Yeah, I would imagine you have the occasion, and I don't know if it happens often or not, where somebody wants to out funny the headliner, right? The guy who's supposed to be funny.
Yeah, I've seen guys not be able to handle that very well, but for me, I think as soon as they see how quick I am with somebody else, it shuts them right down.
Yeah, they're like, okay, never mind, this guy's a pro. Rob Little, again, performing now through the 1st of August over at the Silver Legacy Laugh Factory inside the Row. It's going to be a great couple of nights of shows. This is not your first time here to Reno, is it?
Nope.
Okay,
it's probably like my 5th or 6th. I got a bunch of relatives here, so I've been doing stuff with them. Yeah.
So you're able to, go and check out Tahoe and all that. Although the weather here lately with the smoke has just been horrendous. It's
crazy.
The worst smoke we've ever seen.
I know it. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm actually going out on the boat on Sunday with a bunch of friends on Lake Tahoe.
Okay.
And we're going fishing Thursday, I think, too. Okay. So cool. Yeah, man, I just bought a new house in Florida, so I live right on a lake. I love to fish, and so it's exciting to be here to go do it too.
Yeah, very, very cool. Well, I got one last question for you, Rob. I'm curious as to who your inspiration is when it comes to comedy, or perhaps who do you think is the best young undiscovered comedian that is on the scene right now? If you could maybe do some name dropping and give some props to some of the younger-lings.
Well, if we do some best undiscovered, I would throw my name in first, but then I would the one guy I think is unbelievable is this kid named Tommy Ryman.
Okay.
Who he's out of Minnesota. He's on, actually we do a podcast together too, but to me, I wanted to work with him because he's super clean. He's like just so funny. Like one of my favorite, well, probably my all-time favorite is Brian Regan, who's just another clean, awesome, funny dude. And Tommy's just the same way, man. You can't help but love this kid. He's a little dorky looking kid. He's just unbelievable. TommyRyman.com. I think he's phenomenal.
Are you a Jim Gaffigan fan?
Of course, everybody loves Jim. He's the best.
Yeah,
Jim,
I love his food comedy. It's incredible how many different ways he can twist something that we all have in common, right? And make it relatable and very, very funny. So
he's one of those ones where you like all this stuff. To me, it doesn't seem like, whoa, that is some heady stuff. It's very, oh, why didn't I think of that? Every time I hear a new one, I'm like, oh, he's driving me nuts. I wanted that. Yeah, he's amazing. And he's a great guy in person too. He's so nice. And well, we're all Midwest dudes, so we're all friendly and happy all the time. And
well, that's
I got
great,
some
man.
good news. By the way, your questions, you are great. You're like most guys come with some stupid stuff, and you're just like, I gotta answer this one again. But you had some really good ones.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, man. I like to prep before going into an interview, and to do interviews with a comedian on the radio is one of the toughest things to do because there's a certain part of you. When we used to have the guys come in here live in the studio, it would kind of be like, hey, it's Rob Little. All right, Rob, be funny.
Right.
And you don't have an audience to play off of. You don't get the response of the laughter. So I like to get a little deeper into the weeds here and find out a little bit of your background. But I've seen your DVD stuff. I've seen your stuff online. It's easily accessible on YouTube and whatnot. And man, just excited. I'm hoping we can make it out to at least one of the shows
that'd be great.
during your time here in Reno.
Good, thanks. I actually got a couple cool things I'm working on too right now. I just wrote an animated movie that Pixar is interested in.
Nice.
It's called Voles, Moles, and Rigamaroles. I'm super excited about it. And I just invented 2 kids' toys.
Okay.
That I have just attained a toy agent. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
And so we're working on that too.
What's the idea behind the kids' toys?
One of them is a pool toy.
Okay.
And one of them is a like a do-it-yourself kind of dinosaur toy, I guess. But they're like, we're trying to get patents and all this crap going right now. So I didn't even know, like, it's a whole new world, like to get into that kind of stuff. Like, I just thought you go and say, hey, I got this idea for a toy. And they're like, well, let's make it. I mean, how many stupid ones do you see out there? You're like, how did this one get made? You know?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So
very cool, man. Well, enjoy your time here and hopefully we can catch up at the show.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
It'd be great to meet you in person, Rob. Have a great rest of your day, dude.
You too, man.
All right. See you later.
Yep. Bye.